great topic, and I feel like mine just fails in comparison right now.
Well, that's right. Don't
And she was like, we can't change it. Once you submit it, you cannot. So that's what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about a dog today. Okay?
We love it. It'll be good. It'll be awesome.
How many of you have owned a pet before? And it's not surprising at all, because according to the American Veterinary Medical Association, 63% of all households in America own a pet. Now, you need to know that 5 million of those pets are put into shelters annually, and 60% of that 5 million are put to sleep. Sad. Today I want to motivate you to train your dogs, because as our very own Carrie will tell you, the #1 reason that dogs are put in shelters is because they haven't been trained. Today I'm going to go over some of the common problems associated with owning a pet, such as peeing everywhere, biting up all your stuff, destroying your property, not listening to your commands, and of course, you know, the aggression, biting you, biting others, biting anything. So first, I will tell you this: dogs aren't humans, and you can't treat them that way. So the first problem is that they don't listen because they don't speak English. They don't listen to your commands. What comes naturally to dogs sometimes is bad for the owner. So you have to train them to not do those things. One of the first problems that most people run into is that the dog isn't listening to them. You tell him to stay, he doesn't stay. You tell him to sit, he doesn't sit. For example, you might be walking your dog one day and he gets off the leash. And if he gets off the leash and you haven't trained him to come when you say come in, he might get hit by a car. Happens. The same thing actually that happened to me. I had a dog named Max. I called him Maxie. When I was 4 or 6 years old, 4 or 5 or 6, he was in the yard one day and he got off the leash. And he ran to the neighbor's yard. I said, Maxie, come back. He looked at me. He went the other way. And I never saw him again. Another problem that I have with the same dog, he was a very bad dog. He jumped on people all the time. Every time we had guests over, he jumped on you. And when you tell a dog to stop and he jumps on you more, it's a sign you need to train your dog. The other problem that people seem to have a lot is your dog, you know, pees everywhere. Humans have that problem sometimes too. You have to train your dog to go outside just how you have to train babies and toddlers to pee in the toilet. Same thing with chewing on things. You have to train, you have to tell your kid not to chew on this and chew on that. You have to train your dog not to chew on your shoes, your carpet, your furniture, your trash, your expensive Xbox. Another problem that we have is that dogs are aggressive sometimes. According to Barbara Woodhouse in her book, Dog Problems, the problem starts very young. It starts when they're a puppy. You rough around with them too much, play around with them too much, and they think that it's okay to bite you, to growl at you, because you think it's cute when they're a puppy, until they bite you hard, or they bite your friend hard, or they bite your child hard. That's when they get the boot. That's when they go to the pound. But as with all things in life, the solution to these problems are very easy. Train your dog. The first step to training the dog is knowing that it takes time and patience. They don't learn things overnight. It takes humans months to learn how to do things. It takes a dog a week, but we don't have that patience with dogs sometimes. I learned this particular technique of training your dog to sit from David Weston and Ruth Ross's book, Advanced Dog Problems. When your dog is at a distance and you want to teach him to sit, it's at a distance, you just wait for him to start sitting naturally. If he's already standing, you just wait for him to naturally sit. And as soon as he starts to sit motion, you say sit, and And you just repeat doing, you keep repeating that over and over again, and you give him a treat every time he does that. You want to give him positive reinforcement. And for the problem with chewing things, just give them chew toys. Give them something that they want to chew. They don't want to chew your furniture. If they're chewing your slippers, it's because they didn't have a toy to chew on. The problem with a dog using a bathroom inside the house is a little bit more complex. You have to be around your dog all the time. You have to follow him and make sure that he doesn't use the bathroom when he starts to motion, like he's sniffing around, looking for that perfect spot to lift the leg up at or squat down. You pick him up and you take him outside. You have to follow them. You have to bring them to the door and outside every time that they have to go to the bathroom so that they understand they need to be going outside to go to the bathroom. You have to do this every time they eat, right after they eat, and every time they wake up. You just have to continually do this. And when they do use the bathroom outside, you give them a treat. Once again, you gotta have positive reinforcement, and you never hit the dog if you don't see him use the bathroom. Because he will misinterpret the stain that he left on the floor with just a stain that he's just getting hit for no reason. They won't know unless they're getting hit at the same time. But you don't want to do that. The biggest problem is aggression. In order to prevent your dog to not be aggressive, you just have to socialize them. Dogs aren't mean by nature. It's just a difference between a trained dog and an untrained dog. For aggression towards humans, you just have to put him around humans all the time, but nice humans. Don't hit your dog and he won't get mad at you. Don't let other people hit your dog and he won't get mad at other people. And don't let other dogs fight your dog because then you won't like other dogs. You just have to socialize your pet in order for them to not be aggressive towards you. So I want you to picture the benefits of training your dog. Picture a perfect dog in your head right now. Perfect dog, obedient. Now look at him. If it wasn't that, you don't have a perfect dog. Bailey is perfect. When you have a happy dog, you have a happy owner. You're a happy person. You train your dog. He sits when he's told. He doesn't bite all your stuff up. That saves you money on furniture, clothes, electronics. Oh God, electronics. So, in conclusion, the good far outweighs the bad for training your dog. Problems with dogs not following your commands, chewing up all your stuff and destroying your property, just being aggressive in general can all be solved with just training. So remember, there's no time like the present to train your dog. Don't let your pet become another dog statistic. You don't want him to get put down. And remember this speech when you go out and adopt a puppy or any kind of dog. Thank you. And I have some handouts for you over here that Denise will pass out to you. So.